Morning. We're in morning of the year of 2024, where a lot of things happened. In this time of mourning, I would like to first give thanks to the deep spacecraft for gifting me with this beautiful ensemble that was won by a talented, deeply melanated artist who possessed negritude and who was great at crafting and all forms of art. Owner, I speak your name, sibling. Today, as I am adorned, prepare to say goodbye to this challenging year, 2024. I am thankful to be adorned in the strength and the power of dear siblings like Yoko Ono, who I have never met, but through the deep spacecraft, I am gifted an opportunity to connect with their energy. Now I would like to read a list of organizations within the community, entities within the community, networks within the community that have shown up for me and have helped me to stay strong and focused on my mission. I would like to first thank the Garden of Peace Project, ran by my brother Michael David Battle. They have served as my fiscal agent this year, helping me to secure funds to continue the grassroots work that I've taken from locally in Louisiana to nationally, to national. Yes, to national. Thank you. Thank you in the words of one of my sisters who was a twin who's gone on, Cobella, for national. Yes, Kaneen for national. The Garden of Peace Project has supported me and been of great support to me this year. The Southern Organizers Academy, they too have been of great support. I was able to join them at one of the rallies that they helped organize at the beginning of the year under Natalie Falk, who has been a tremendous help in making sure that the work continue to connect from coast to coast, from shore to shore, from the Gulf to the islands of New York. Thank you, Sister Natalie. The Black Trans Femme event at Spelman was an amazing opportunity that I received via my connection with Southern Organizers Academy, my first opportunity to speak on Spelman campus. I'm Malik Emotep, who was the one who helped me, who was the one who created the opportunity for me to be at Spelman, sharing my art through Natalie Falk, the Southern Organizers Academy, and Louisiana Trans Advocates. Gotta say them. Been doing work with them this year virtually, trying to do some work around all of these horrible laws that are getting created in Louisiana. So I definitely want to shout out Louisiana Trans Advocates. That was afforded to me by my collaborations with Natalie, so you're so greatly appreciated. In Florida, I've got to recently work with one of my trans brothers. Definitely want to say Q Crawford's name, who was the point person who set up everything for me to have the opportunity that happened in Florida, who is doing some amazing work with an organization called LHRTA in Florida. I am going to be working with them for the next 6 months, creating art, doing the thing that I love, telling stories, whether it is through painting, whether it is virtually constructing film, just multiple ways of expressing and celebrating the art that is being birthed within and through me. NITAG of New York was one of the first organizations that I was able to corroborate here with, performing for one of their trans rallies, and I was able to perform at a trans rally again this summer. It's such a great opportunity to work with NITAG here. The Black Trans Travel Fund. Yes, I'm so grateful for their work. They have helped me multiple times get to where I need to go, being someone who is on a fixed income and not employed in a traditional sense right now. And so this work survives off of small grants, my own resources, and when I am able to be supported by organizations like the Black Trans Travel Fund. So I really, really, really want to take this time to say I'm tremendously thankful for you. And when I talk about New Orleans, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the House of BGIU, the amazing things that they're doing nationally, but also locally, the get-togethers that they have to honor the community. They hosted a listening party when I released my first song about New Orleans, which was titled The Haves and Have-Nots. You've probably heard it. I performed the song at Creating Change, which was also earlier this year, and I definitely have to give a shout out to Creating Change as well. The Positive Women's Network. I've been living with what I call the nothingness, which other people would call HIV, for about 21 years. And the Positive Women's Network has amplified my art and my voice throughout this year. I was able to finish a cohort becoming a policy fellow, and I was also honored as a rising star this year amongst the Positive Women's Network. I'm very grateful for the acknowledgement and the honor that I have received through the Positive Women's Network this year. The Deep Spacecraft. Providing me with a place to stay when I'm in town, supporting me by sharing my art, by amplifying my voice, by using their platform to share and to also amplify my voice. I am so humbled by the support that I receive, and this relationship is so important because it's hard, when they're constantly trying to divide us as queer people, whether you are F to M or M to F, whether you're AFAB or AMAB, which one is assigned male at birth and one is assigned female at birth. There's so much obstacles that are created to keep us divided, and so I'm glad to have they're younger than me, so I would be like their elder because I'm almost 50 and they're in their early 30s, and so an opportunity to be taught and to also teach, and to help guide a generation of gifted and talented beings who are giving so much back to community. There was one point in the year where I had this passion baby that I was trying to birth, and I needed to get into a studio, and I could not get into the studio. And one of the Deep Spacecraft members, Evolve, literally set up a studio just so I could get, you know, get the songs out so that I could birth it, you know. I mean, we birthed that baby, you know, together. And even though that baby came out with what some would say the sound was disabled, it's still one of the most beautiful things that I think that I birthed in 2024. So thank you, Deep Spacecraft. Hassa of New York, for helping me with housing, helping me to secure housing. There's a lot of challenges and difficulties that I will save for another video, because this is not about highlighting the negatives as much as it is about just acknowledging the opportunity. And so I'm thankful to have Hassa as a resource and something that I can access within my village. Also, I want to give honorable mention to THAP of Atlanta, Georgia, which is housing, transitional housing that is in development for trans people in Georgia. I sat on the board and had the opportunity to shape that space for trans people who will be seeking emergency housing in Georgia. As you know, I've been living in Georgia on and off for the past 2 years, and so I'm honored, you know, to have been made a part of that opportunity and to have helped shape and craft that space for trans individuals who will be needing that emergency assistance. I definitely know the feeling as someone who was just recently unhoused. We're right now standing in my new apartment that is still very empty, and it will probably remain quite empty as I wanted to be able to function as a creative space and not so much a cluttered space. I wanted to have rest areas, rejuvenation areas, but I do wanted to have a lot of space for, you know, creativity to happen. This will be a sanctuary, a place of refuge, but it will also be a place of creativity. And so we need space to do that, and we know how limited space is in New York. Oh, well, before I go into why all the work is necessary, I also want to give honorable mention to Dietz of LCCH. The amazing work that Dietz is doing with HIV criminalization. Please continue to do that work, because the policies and the laws that they have in Louisiana are so outdated, and something needs to be done. There's a lot of new laws that came into action this year, and it's just really, really sad that this is where we are. And of course, Positively Trans made the list. A lot of the things that I've been able to do, being able to participate in my first art show this year, being able to make it to Creating Change the earlier part of the year, having support when I went through my revision this past August. Positively Trans has been a staple, you know, in the community, not only for trans people living with HIV, but for just Black trans women in general. It has elevated the voices of so many of us, and it has shown us different models of trans women and trans men now who are also being invited into the fold, who are showing us how we can thrive, and that HIV is no longer a death sentence. The amazing things that we could accomplish with the support of entities like the Transgender Law Center backing us. So I'm so thankful to be a part of the board, Positively Trans, and I'm so thankful for that opportunity. I also want to take the time to say Tayami's name, because Tayami has been a crucial support system in my life this year. Through her work with Positively Trans, I was able to be connected with the Just Fund Project, who funded $5,000 to the Congregation of SAS. And I have to say, the Trans Justice Funding Project, who has been a contributor to this work from day one, thank you for your relentless support in the work that I do in community, and for supporting us grassroots workers who don't have 501c3s and sometimes don't even have fiscal agents. Thank you for seeing us, and thank you for valuing us, and thank you for giving us the resources to carry on this work. I am still a member of Alternate Roots, although I did not do much activity with them this year. I would be remiss if I did not mention them. Also, I want to just say that the reason why I do all of this work is because of Laylim Laylur. Laylim Laylur was originally Laylim Laylur, which was birthed through the work that I did with New Legacy Ministries, which started in 2011 with my last partner. Laylim Laylur was not birthed out of a romantic union. Laylim Laylur, New Legacy was actually birthed through a romantic union. So New Legacy happened while I was with my partner. I actually made him the face of it. We were romantically involved. But Laylim Laylur was the birth of collective thought, and it was not a romantic birth. It was almost like how Hippolyta birthed Wonder Woman, on Themyscira. It was 3 other trans femmes in a circle, and we were fasting, and we gave birth to the name Laylim Laylur, which is the evolution of New Legacy. The Congregation of SAS is a part of Laylim Laylur. Laugh, which is Laylim Laylur, Artivism, Faith, Features, and Finance. This is all Laylim Laylur. Let him, let her, I am whole is a faith, it is a practice, it is a spirituality. Some might call it a religion, but I just see it as the entity that saved my life and mended my soul without having to have flesh or bones. A lot of parents, their children save their lives, but Laylim Laylur gave me purpose. It mended my soul. It reminded me of my mother and my father. And so this work that I do as a Black, indigenous, queer person living in America, coming up out of the South, I'm just so thankful to have so many forces and so many entities that have aligned with me throughout the years. Even beings who are not specifically organizations. I would like to thank my sister Octavia Lewis for housing me and supporting me for years, and allowing me into her home, and allowing me to have access to her resources so that I could be able to make the moves that I have made this year. Thank you so much, Goddess. My sister Lynn, who is the mother of the National Trans March of Visibility, who also hosted me for a month in her home. My daughter, Pernisha, who has stood by my side throughout all of this, and even when we were going through trying and challenging and stressful times, has remained there. My sister, Jasmine, who is the mother of the mother of the one who runs the House of BGIU, for hosting me and supporting me when I needed the space. All of my family members, my loved ones who have stuck by me, my cousin Kitty, Letitia, my sister, my birth sister, Michelle, Eula Michelle. I'm just so grateful for just all the love and support that I have received this year in this work. Empathy, who understands me and who is another youth who I've been gifted to teach, but also to learn from. Natasha Torrey, so many individuals who have touched my life and who give meaning to my work. Someone who I recently met, whose name is Henry, who's been helping us with the filming that's been taking place, helping us to film in 4K. Kevin Wendell Jones, who has been creating beautiful music. I also had an opportunity to collaborate with Adonis and Corey, who is also known as Nova Luxurious. Like, I have been working with people all over the country, so I may have forgotten some people's names, and I may have forgotten to say some people's names, and you will have to forgive me if I left you out of this video. But I am trying to become better at acknowledging everything that it has taken for me to give out what I've given out this year, for me to do what I have done this year. My sister from another mother, Jessica, you know, just so many people, the support group that I'm in, you know, now having sex change siblings who support me, Claudette and Janae, and my sister Denise, who came up to take care of me, you know, while I was dealing with things. Safari, who is another sister who's consistently there for me. Sultana, who's helping us to, you know, work towards a documentary for Papa Joe's, and my elder, Kyra. So many people have, you know, just been of an amazing and tremendous support to me this year. And if I left your names out, I really, really want to apologize. Hopefully I mentioned an organization that you connect with and you felt like that organization spoke to your presence and who you are. Please continue this work. And as we grieve 2024, we're prepared to rejoice and dance in the new coming year that is 2025. So for 2024, I say, precious mother, precious father, take its hand, lead it on, and let it stand. 2024 is weak, it's tired, and it's worn. Ooh, yeah. Through the storm, through the night, be a stream, God. Anyway, thank you all for joining me for this moment to say goodbye to 2024 and to also celebrate the village, celebrate the support, celebrate the tribes, celebrate the communities that have in some way impacted and uplifted the work that I do as one of the founding members and the birther of Laylim Laylar Nation and the Congregation of Sass. Until next time, be well and take care. Love and light. New legacy. Purple ones. Rise.